video, we'll consider the stages that a head teacher must go through when making an exclusion decision. As previously discussed in the Who's Who video, the head teacher is the only person who can make a decision to exclude a pupil. So if anyone but the head teacher, like another teacher for example, has chosen to exclude or send a pupil home, that exclusion is unlawful. Firstly, when the head teacher is making the decision whether or not to exclude, they must follow the legal test for exclusion. This legal test is that the decision must be lawful, rational, reasonable, fair, and proportionate. If it is not, that exclusion is unlawful. So you can't be excluded for a minor offence such as turning up late one time. This video has more detailed information on the legal test for exclusion. Once a decision to exclude has been taken, the head teacher must comply with a number of procedural requirements. We've put a checklist in the description box which will be helpful to parents and governors as well as head teachers in understanding what needs to happen after an exclusion. It is important to know that if these steps are not complied with, this may be a ground to legally challenge the exclusion. So what are the procedural requirements? The first thing that the head teacher must do is inform the parents or guardians. They must be informed without delay of the period of exclusion and the reasons for it. The parents must receive notice in writing, delivered directly or by post, which includes the reasons for exclusion, the type of exclusion, if it's permanent or for a fixed period of days, which must be specified, the parent's right to make representations about the exclusion to the governing body, and how those representations can be made. Where there is a legal requirement for the governing body to consider the exclusion, the parents have a right to attend and be represented at this meeting. The head teacher should also draw their attention to sources of free and impartial advice. We have provided links to organisations that offer this in the description box. If the child is of a compulsory school age, i.e. 5 to 16, the parents must be told that for the first 5 school days of an exclusion, they are legally required to ensure that their child is not present in a public place within school hours. The parents must be notified of this by the end of the afternoon school session. This can be by email, text message, giving a letter in person, or sending it home with a pupil if appropriate and then confirming later on that it has been received. This is important because unless they have reasonable justification for their child to be in a public place, the parents may be liable for a penalty charge or even a prosecution if they do not comply with this requirement. The parents also must be informed about alternative provision arrangements, which is how the pupil may receive education while excluded. This information must be given as soon as possible, including the start date, attendance times, the address, and arrangements for the pupil on their first day. Until this alternative provision starts, the parents should be told what arrangements have been made for the pupil to continue their education before this date, for example, having work sent home. For more information on education during exclusion, please click this video. Even though this is a lot of information, it's extremely important that all of the above is clear, understood, and translated into a language that the parents understand if it's necessary and practical to do so. The head teacher may need to take additional steps to confirm that these details have been understood. Next, the head teacher is required to immediately inform the governing body and local authority for permanent exclusions, an exclusion that results in a pupil being excluded for more than 5 school days in a term, and any exclusion that would result in the pupil missing a national curriculum test or a public examination. For any other exclusions, the local authority and governing body must be notified once a term. All notifications must include the duration and the reasons for exclusion. If the student lives in a different local authority area to that of the school, both local authorities will need to be notified. Sometimes the behaviour that leads to the exclusion might be of a criminal nature. Where there is police involvement and the possibility of criminal proceedings, the head teacher does not need to postpone taking a decision to exclude just because there is a police investigation underway. The head teacher will need to make a decision on the evidence available at the time, even if it has been limited by the police investigation. They must give particular consideration to make sure that the decision to exclude is fair on the evidence that they have. Thank you for watching this short video on school exclusions. The links for all the videos mentioned can be found in the description box below.
We hope that you've enjoyed the video and you found the information that you were looking for. If not, please visit our YouTube channel and watch our other videos for more information on school exclusions.
Bye!